Hello again, everyone. It's Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He's going to try to get me to break, and it's not going to work. It's just not. So it's Friday night. We're having a great time here. And speaking of a great time, I found this guy's number on the bathroom wall, and I decided to come over here, stop, and find out what that was all about. But it is truly a pleasure to get to sit here with this gentleman from the Road Warrior, Mr. Vernon Wells. Vernon, how are you?
What?
Turn up your
fine.
hearing aid.
No. My problem throughout that whole thing was that you actually said you read my number on the back of the toilet door, and I thought, you know, he lies really well. I read your.
You're right. I can't read.
I know. It's like truly. Just pick a subject you're good at. Oh, yes, I did that too.
Listen, I never got past 8th grade, so give me a break.
Okay, fine.
All right. So, are you having a good time here at the convention?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there are all these people come up and talk to me like total assholes. They can't read, write. They want to talk to me about bullshit, you know. Just one blonde with big boobs that wants to lay me would be so cool. But no, I get people like you to ask questions.
Listen, you're in Atlantic City. We can arrange that. Like, just give me a minute. I'll be right back. And in a pinch, my colleague here can service you. He will.
Really cool. Oh, I like that.
He will.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to what Yes.
So, are you having a good time?
Oh, my God. You know, this is just so much better than a toothache. What can I tell you? Totally tops out a toothache. You've got it. It's great.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. So I heard through the grapevine that you had some gambling adventures here in Atlantic City last night. How many casinos did you get thrown out of?
How many you done? Actually, yeah, it was interesting because I arrived and we got held up with getting our baggage off the plane because of the bad weather, the lightning and wet in New York. And by the time we actually got here, it was well into the morning of today. And I was dying of hunger. And of course, everything here was closed down because they'd finished. And someone said, go up to the casino next door. So I went wandering up the boardwalk. Fortunately, one of the guys from here saw me going up to the Hard Rock and said, hey, I'll come with you. I feel hungry. So we got up. First thing that happened, I got pulled up by a table of everybody I know.
You know, your wish is my command.
I know, yeah. By everyone I know who were a little, hi, Vernon. I we love you. And I thought, okay, that put me off lunch. So I went off and I got something to eat and I came back. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go put $20 in one of the pokies because I have to, I'm here, and see what happens, and I'm going to bed. And so I walked over to a poker machine, put the 20 in, and it was triple dragons, and I won. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And I got poked in the middle of the back, and this voice went, hey, I need some money. And I went, well, you see, I'm playing a poker machine, which means I'm gambling, which means I'm not intelligent enough to have fucking money, so why are you asking me? Poke. I want some money. And I thought, oh boy. Anyway, I ignored him till he went away. Then I saw him escorted off the premises by three of the security guards, and I went, good, bye. But then I left, and I sort of, as I went out the door of the casino to walk along the boardwalk back to here, I noticed him over by the guardrail in the boardwalk over by the ocean. The minute he saw me, he started coming across, and I went, boy.
Uh-oh.
This is not going to be fun. So I walked back. I didn't bother to run or anything. I just thought, you know, screw it. Whatever happens, happens. And I walked back along the boardwalk, and he just kept getting closer and closer and closer. By the time I got to the the doors here to come in, he was right behind me. And I was just about to turn around, and I noticed that I was in front of the door, and I went, oh, screw it. So I went through the doors, and he didn't bother to come in because I think he didn't want to be thrown out yet another hotellery. So I came in and I thought, that is really weird, because 99% of the people that see me, if they've seen my film, go, I'm not going to pick on the son of a bitch. He'll probably rip my head off. So I kept thinking, maybe I should carry a photo around, you know, and go, nah, see, picking on this buddy. So, you know.
So, welcome to New Jersey.
Yeah, thanks. I'm so happy I'm here.
So, speaking of the film, Vernon, does it surprise you that after all this time, the fans still come out and to want to talk about The Road Warrior, and you know that it's such a popular film with the fans after all this time?
Well, I stand by the theory my grandfather had when I was young, and he used to say to me, idiots die at the rate of one a month. They're born at the rate of one a minute. And I get all the fucking ones that are born at one a minute. So, you know, it's just never going to stop. They're going to be here every day. No, be serious. You know what? It really confuses the heck out of me in reality, because I know what I do and I don't see in it what they see in it, which is the funny part. To me, I do something which is special. And it's special to me as well, because I'm very proud of what I do as an actor. But I don't get to some people it becomes a way of life in its own way. It controls a lot of what they think and how I've seen it like 75 times. I'm like, and how many times have you been in jail? It's like but it's this thing that it's like some kind of religion to them. And that surprises the hell out of me. I'm just like, wow, that is different. But I do, believe me, don't get me wrong. The fans I appreciate so much, and I love the fact that they love it with such a passion. It's just that sometimes you as an actor and a human being, I sometimes find it difficult to get over that hump of reality to what they see in fantasy that's so strong. And I mean, people have tried to explain to me that some of the characters I perform, they become so real, and they're there, and they're palpable. You could touch them. And, you know, I find that fascinating, number one, but also incredibly nice. You know, to me, it touches my heart when people are like that. Because let's be honest, if people didn't come and look at the stuff and buy photos and then watch the movies that I'm in, I wouldn't have a job. It'd be just like, you know, who's he? He's just a has-been. And, you know, I love watching these shows. Where is he now? You know, I'm always looking for my name. Where am I? It's like, I've got to come up sooner or later. Where am I now? What am I doing? And it never happens, you know. It's like because I'm always working. And, you know, being Buddhist, I look at this from a total other side of it, and I'm very grateful, number one, and I'm immensely grateful. And then I look at all the people that hire me and I think, was there nobody else? Was I it? You went down the list and at the bottom it said Vernon Wells. You went, oh, God, no. He's the only one left. Oh, shit. No, I seriously, having people hire me, I think is just amazing that people hire me to do it. Doing voice work, I adore. As one of the Keith Rem, who is a producer of voice work, he always says to me, the one good thing about you is you drag your ass in here looking like you've been up for the last 3 days, fall into the booth, And he said, all we have to supply you with is half a bottle of water and a quarter of an apple. And you're like, yeah, let's get on with it, guys. He said, simple shit with you. no pretension. Just give me the bloody apple. I don't know how to be that actor who doesn't like people. I really don't. I just don't get it. I have to get up, like she's always saying, will you stop giving away photos? Because people intrigue me. I love what they are, who they are. And it's just part of who I am, I was brought up that if somebody gives you a compliment, you give a compliment back. You don't go, oh yeah, that's great, I know that, I know just how fucking good I am. But you can tell me, it's okay. To me, it's like if someone walks up and says, oh my God, that's the greatest film I've ever seen in my life, I am floored. I'm oh good God, I'm so, seriously? Because I always get to that point where I think, they're full of shit. Like they're just giving.
Listen, it does still have one of the, for my money, one of the greatest car chases in any movie ever. The great car chase.
Which movie was that?
Road Warrior.
We have cars in Road Warrior?
You might have.
Which Road Warrior did we watch?
Listen.
Tell me, I want to know. Which
Listen. So speaking of the Road Warrior, though, we were discussing this earlier, and there's a burning question that we have about the Road Warrior, and that is, do you still keep in touch with that boy toy of yours that you had in the movie?
Excuse me, I am going to use this as a weapon.
Inquiring minds want to know.
This may be there to stop it going away, but God damn it, I will get it there. No, actually, after the film, I never ever saw him or was in touch with him, period. But with me, what it was Road Warrior was the first major thing I ever did in my life. And I mean, to go into a major film as the second lead was just, and when I finished, I just looked at it and went, I've had my 15 minutes. I've done my 15 minutes. I'm going to go back to my life of who I was, which was directing commercials. So I kind of didn't divorce myself from it. I just kind of walked away from it because to me, that was as far as it was ever going to go. If this film was going to be made, then nobody would ever say, hey. So, which didn't really worry me because I was so proud of what I'd done. I mean, I remember taking my mother, God rest her soul. Hi, Mum. She came to the opening that we had, with the cast and crew and everything. And she was the only one there that every time I came on the screen, she would stand up and scream, that's my son, that's my son! Everybody would look at her
that's
like,
great.
He's the villain, ma'am. Nobody screams for the villain. My mother did. And I think that was the family values that we had as a family. It was nothing special in its own way, so you're an actor. I remember when I'd go home and visit my parents, I'd come back from America and I'd done probably 60 films at that stage. The local church was having a sale-a-thon, and in one of them there was a butcher shop, and they got me to go to the butcher shop and sell meat. I couldn't tell you a leg of lamb from a small 7-year-old child, for God's sake.
Wow. Okay, then.
They had me selling meat, and I was just getting things and going, $12, man. But the point was, they didn't care who I was. It was just this whole thing. Yeah, Vernon will sell the meat. Okay, I'll sell the meat, Mum. And that was how I grew up. There was no, oh my God, our son, the movie star, is home. It was, Vernon, go pick that shit up out there, you leave crap around all the time. And it was that kind of thing, which I never, it was, little funny thing was way back when I was very young, I did a little thing called Australia After Dark. which is probably classed as adult porn movie.
Okay.
And my mother got a copy of it. And she would have it, and then I would be in the house, and I would be putting on my I'm Vernon Wells, that starting bullshit with all my friends. My mother would walk in with the tape and put it in the tape player and go, "This is what my son actually does." I go, "Oh, no, Mum, no." Oh, dear God. So, you know, I could never have a big head in my family. It was like I was destroyed every time I tried to be an a-hole. But I think myself, from my point of view of who I am, that was the most wonderful thing about my life and my career, was that the people around me accepted me as me, not as this dumb shit. So I never got to that point of where I would not talk to people, not go out and do things, not hang around with everybody that I grew up with. They were always, and still are, my friends. If I go back to Australia, I go see them. I mean, the funny thing about Australia, I was touring Australia doing a documentary, and I was in Darwin, which is at the top end of Australia. And a friend of mine texted me and said, "Do you ever look at your emails?" So I texted him back and said, "I'm in the middle of effing Australia, dumb shit, I can't get emails." And he said, "Well, if you can, have a look." So I was able to go into the hotel and use their system, and I got on, I looked at my email, and there was one from this 2 younger kids making a movie, and they had written this little thing, you know, we're making this movie and we've got this part in it. We wrote it especially for Vernon Wells, one of the best Australian actors we know, and however, we don't really know Vernon Wells, but we think he lives in America, and we can't actually afford to bring him to Australia. But if anybody thinks they could be Vernon Wells, we'd love to hear from you. And I read this and I went, that is so cool. So I rang them up and went, "So what do you want?" And I thought they all died when I got on the phone, because there was a dead silence for about 3 minutes, and then a little voice went, "Vernon?" And I went, yeah, what do you want? I'm busy. And they went, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in Darwin." And they went, "Oh." And I said, "So you're going to fly me over to Cairns or what? I've got 2 days." And they were like, "Oh shit." So they got their act together and put me in this wonderful movie. And this is the difference between America and Australia. I love Australia doesn't care who you are. We get to the location and they can't drive the car in with all the equipment in it. So they go, "Okay, we're going to hike in, take the equipment to the location." And they went, "Do you mind carrying one of the cases?" And I said, "No, I'll carry the sound gear. I'm fine." So I've got 2 cases of sound gear. And I said, "So where are we going?" And I said, "Oh, we just have to go over this hill." And I said, "Oh, piece of shit, yeah, do that." So off we go, and we walk over this hill, and then there's another hill, and we walk over that. So I turned to the director, and I went, "How many hills do we actually have to walk over?" And he said, "Oh, it's there." And he points, and there's this mountain. And I went, "What?" He went, "Yeah, we have to go over to there. And then down near the bottom of it, there's this creek, and it's got all this shit, and that's where we're filming." And I went, "I'm an actor, you know." And they went, "Yeah." And I said, "I'm walking, carrying on this equipment." And they went, "We are so happy you're doing that." That was the end of it. We walked over the bloody mountain and shot, and then walked back out to get taking all the equipment out. But that's the attitude that's different to, you can't do that over here because people get upset.
Oh, yeah.
Over there, maybe it's getting different now, but when I first started doing this, it was just that kind of, you know, I don't care who you think you are, but you're not, pick up the light and carry it sort of thing, which I loved. And I mean, it comes out in everything I do, because everything I do with a lot of, even people notice with Wes. Wes still has a sense of humor. There are little things in the character, little things that happen. which you're just, I mean, sure, you can say he's a kinky dude, but whatever the hell, it's still, it's a little bit of who he is. And that's what I love doing.
Fantastic.
No, it isn't.
No, you're right.
You think it's a whole load of shit, and you're going to go, okay, edit the last hour out.
I'm going to have to.
This
We're going to
whole-
run out of memory on the
This
camera.
whole interview is going to be, hi, we're here, and this is Vernon.
Oh, look, memory card failure. Oh, God damn it.
And we didn't even see him on camera because we hadn't started filming.
So any second now he's going to go, okay, you guys ready?
Yeah. Oh, that's happened to me before, don't worry.
Oh, of course it has.
I'm always the dumb shit that's doing all this weird crap, and then the director goes, thank you. What? Yeah, we did the interview. It was great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Vernon, thank you so much for many, many, many minutes of your time.
No, it's fun. I mean,
I do appreciate it.
No.
I am just a fan at heart. So all kidding aside, it is a great joy for me to get to spend time with people from the movies
I'm sorry you
that
said
I grew up
something
with.
there
So
that doesn't make any sense.
what, all kidding aside?
No, you are a fan at heart. Just sitting here with you for the last 10 minutes, you don't have a heart. Come on, let's not...
Okay, it's time to cut this short, everybody.
I mean, come on. No, it's been a pleasure. I truly feel blessed every time someone wants to even talk to me. And I just love the fact that people love what I do. I mean, that's part of who I am. And, you know, I've probably helped a little bit in the film industry to get things out there, and that I adore that. And I always feel that the thing I can do is pass it on. It's like pay it forward to younger people coming up. And I try desperately to let them understand what the business really is without all the crap.
Awesome.
And, you know, I was blessed with having people, Mel Gibson, for instance, who was just the most amazing person and just did so much for my early career. And even Schwarzenegger, who thought it was hysterical to take all the bolts out of my trailer so it fell on top of me.
I love it.
There were still people who were prepared to take the time and give the time to make sure that I understood what I was doing, because I was so new to the business and I was getting so much responsibility of being a co-star on all these major films with major actors. And I appreciate that, and I think that because of that, it's my duty, really, in its own way, to give that back. To be able to get somebody and say, hey, let me show you how to do that the right way so that you're not wasting your time, and help them do it. And also for the fans that watch you, you know, it's like, enjoy what you see, because we do. We
Very
enjoy
good.
it to hell, and, you know, it's fun.
Awesome.
However, saying that, there is a slight fee of $150 for this interview, which I will expect on Venmo by tomorrow morning.
Fantastic. My director here will take care of that.
He's such a sweet man.
Vernon Wells, everybody here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival. I'm Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
He's putting fingers at me.